So we'll finish this response from key actors now with the perspective of another university teacher, Kari Smith, which you've all known before. She presented IO3 and is also a project member here. So Kari, the floor is yours again.
Thank you. First of all, I think this is a very good session that you are looking at the topic from various voices, with voices from various actors and also from various contexts. And that means that we can learn a lot from each other. I apologize for getting up and down, but the sun keeps coming in and going away and so on. So I just have to manage the screen. I would like to start by talking about a continuum of a relationship with schools that universities have that I have presented previously. And that is, on one side of the continuum, we have the practice school. And I think Milan said it in his presentation, we just need a place to put our students during the practicum. And then, as in my career, I have also experienced developing what we call partner schools. And in the partner schools, we had a closer relationship, but we had fewer schools. So not all practice schools became partner schools, but we had a number of partner schools where we had mutual meetings. We from the university, we gave a lot of lectures to the partner schools in order to promote professional development in the schools. And we made decisions on, for example, assessment, etc., jointly. And now we have developed what I talked about, university schools. And at NTNU, we have gone for a model which differs from many places in Norway, because some universities, major universities in Norway, they have included all the schools and call them university schools. We at NTNU in Norway, we have decided on a completely different model. We want to have fewer schools, and we want these schools to be special. And I'll talk about what I mean by them, that they are special. So we are a big university. We are the biggest teacher education institution in the country. And we have, for the moment, only 5 university schools. And we are not quite sure that we want to have too many more, because we want to work according to the model. University schools are the same as university hospitals. And not every hospital, at least in Norway, is a university hospital. You have few university hospitals, 1 or 2, 1 mainly, in the bigger cities. So that is also the models that we want. And what does this mean? This means that we have hybrid positions. We have people working in the schools and working at the universities, like medical staff do at university hospitals. We do joint research and development projects, and etc. So I'll come back to that a bit more. Then, how did we choose the schools that we wanted to be university schools? First of all, we made it quite clear that our aim is not only to improve teacher education. Our aim is not only to have a better practice place for our students, because there's no way that all our student teachers, they can attend university schools during the practicum, because we have several thousand student teachers and we have 5 university schools. So that is impossible. But we wanted to have schools that were motivated to invest also in developing teacher education, but most of all developing the school itself. And together with the municipalities, the schools are selected. So we do not select them; they are selected together with municipalities. And we want to have a variety of schools, so we have them for all age groups. And in addition to the variety of schools, we also want to have not the best schools only. We want to have schools that also we feel like might need and benefit from it. So we are certainly not going for schools with best practices, to say it like that. The school has to be motivated. That is probably one of the main criteria. What have we done in order to do this? We have to know the backdrop. In Norway, teacher education should be research-based. I don't like the word research-based. I like it research-informed. But then the question is, what does this mean? As I understand it, it means that all people involved in teacher education, student teachers, teachers in school, and university lecturers, they should be consumers of research, and they should be producers of research. And that is one of the things that we want to do in university schools as well. But that means it can't be expected that all teachers in schools, they are research competent, so they can engage in supervising, for example, the master thesis of our students. Because in Norway, all teacher education is at the master level, and we only have master degrees with a research-based dissertation. So you can't get a master degree if you don't have a research-based dissertation. And that means all. So teachers in schools, we want to involve them in this. And that means that we took our university teachers out of school and put them in the schools to give mentor courses. And there we talked about mentoring, but we also talked about practice-oriented research and action research. And then jointly, the schools together with us decide on development projects for the schools that they want to engage in. And the students are involved in these research projects as well. And then you can say, but is this really research? It's so local, it's only within one school. But that is also where the university lecturer comes in, that it is local, but the question, it can be raised to a national and international level by pulling in literature, by putting it and placing it in the international discussion on education going on. I suppose the problems that we have in Norway and that schools come up with are not too different from what they have in Portugal and Czech Republic or in Germany. I suppose there are many, many shared problems. And then this cooperation of the practical knowledge from the school, the student teachers who are educated in becoming critical researchers of their own practice, and university lecturers who can then lift these projects and also disseminate them together beyond the local context. That is one of the things that we are working on. And that means that the power balance here is not the university decides. No, we have to get the ideas and work together with the schools, because they are the research context and they are also our co-partners in carrying out the research. And that is what we call the final or the third space in a way. And these are the last things I want to say, because the third space is, I've given an example of the mentor course, where we didn't ask the school to come to us, we went to them, and we were in the schools. The school principals, they gave time in the teacher's time to engage, to be involved, to participate in the course. And that means that all teachers were involved in the course, nearly all teachers were involved in the course. So the space is given, the space is planned for, because creating a third space does not just happen. It has to be planned for. And here it has to be planned for by us, taking our university lecturers out into schools and see that as part of their job, but also for the school to give space and time for the teachers to do to work with us and to develop their own knowledge and professional knowledge. So Another idea which is a shared meeting point, that is the joint research project where we are working together as well. So my final claim here is that we can't say we just want to have university schools, that's very nice, and now let's wait for the university to decide what we are going to do. And the university can't expect the schools to be ready to do what they want, what the university wants. We have to accept each other, respect each other, and work together on this. So it could be like in our case, that the initiative comes from the university, but that is only the initiative. And then you invite other people to be fully partners in that initiative. So that is a module we have chosen to work at NTNU. And as I said, in Norway, you have different models of university school. So we don't have to go all over Europe to find different models. We can find it in our own little country of 5 million people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kari. I remember your slide from before, no size fits all. So this idea of sharing what we have and what can be adapted by others, I think it's very strong here. I particularly also like your idea of don't massificating this process and maybe having fewer schools, but the right schools, the committed ones, the ones that are aware of the requirement that it's necessary and the strong compromise that it's required for them to become a university school. It's quite important. And the idea of not having just the best schools also, because if we really want to prepare our future teachers to the best possible effect, they need different experiences. And often it's much more important to work with disadvantaged schools and things in other contexts. And finally, the idea of having joint research projects that can bring together very positive synergies, valuable for us from the university side, but also very much for the colleagues from the schools. So thank you very much, Kari, for your insightful reflections with us.